The 2021 NBA season has completely finished. I mean, besides free agency, there is nothing left of this season. So today, I'm going to do the very early predictions when it comes to winning a championship. We are going to go over the 5 best contenders to me that can win a championship this year. And yeah, without further ado, let's get straight into it. So yeah, but before we get into the video, this is our 7th straight day of uploading. Yes, sir, bro. You know what I'm saying? We on the street. At number 5, we have the Los Angeles Clippers. All the way at number 5, just a couple years ago, weren't they the freaking favorites to win the championship? In 2020, they were the favorites to win the championship, and it was kind of by a long shot. They had an amazing duo. They had the best depth in the league. They had some amazing six-men. They had defense, offense. They had basically everything. But why they're only at 5 to me is that point guard position is still very questionable. You'll get some streaky games out of Reggie Jackson. I understand that. However, though, why they are here in the 5th spot and not lower at all is that they have the 2nd best duo in the West. Talent-wise, not fit-wise. Fit-wise, they have the 3rd best duo in the West. They have depth. They have motivation because of last year they got injured. So they have motivation to get back to that Western Conference Finals. And Tyronn Lue is a much better coach than Doc Rivers was. He proved that to us in the Western Conference Finals. I mean, he really broke out in that friggin' series. And, yeah, he played really well in the Western Conference Finals. Well, not played, but coached really well. And he also coached really well in the 2nd round. Them beating the Jazz while being hurt with no Kawhi? Yeah, that's pretty interesting. Why they're only at 5 is because Kawhi's going to be out almost all year with an ACL. So he will only get back during the playoffs. And at number 4 is the Denver Nuggets. The Denver Nuggets have the best center in the league. They have one of the best playmakers in the league, one of the top 3 playmakers to me. They have depth, they have great star power, and also they have a lot of potential, even though their core right now and their talent right now could still break out and make the Western Conference Finals without even improving. So to me, I think Michael Porter Jr. is going to take a jump because Jamal Murray is going to be out. He did the same thing this year when Jamal Murray was out. I'll put them numbers on the screen. Man was going crazy without Jamal Murray this year. But then not only that, they do have defense now. They have Aaron Gordon, and you might be like, that's the only person you're leaning on defense. But yeah, I mean, the Nets were basically all offense last year, and even in the playoffs, they were like all offense. And guess what? They were like 2 inches away from making the Eastern Conference Finals and maybe even going to win the chip. Also, one very important thing for a contending team is a coach. Mike Malone is a great offensive coach, and he's been a pretty damn good coach in the playoffs. And also, Nikola Jokic just broke out and had a top 15 season ever. Offensively, that is a top 15 season ever. His playmaking that season was amazing. His efficiency was all-time great for a center. It was like kind of unmatched. And yeah, Nikola Jokic can definitely be the best player on the championship team. And I think it's going to come soon, within the next 2 or 3 years, if not this year. And at number 3, we have the Milwaukee Bucks. Now, normally, you don't see somebody who just came off a championship be all the way at number 3 for the favorites for the next season. But the Milwaukee Bucks are an interesting case. This is not to sugarcoat anything that they've done in the postseason, because Giannis was quite remarkable. But in the 1st round, they faced a coming off an injury Jimmy Butler and is scared of his fucking life Bam Adebayo. In the 2nd round, they faced a Kyrie and James Harden-less Brooklyn Nets. In the Eastern Conference Finals, Trae Young just so happens to become hurt because he stepped on a referee. And I mean, that takes him out of the series. And in the finals, I mean, they pummeled Phoenix Suns, but I mean, that was kind of a Chris Paul choking job. So by no means is their championship a fluke. If it wasn't for those injuries in the West and Eastern Conference, the Suns wouldn't be in the finals. And I don't even have a top 5 on his list of being a contender. Is that harsh? No, it's not. It's factual. But when you look at Giannis, man, 50-point closeout game, 75% true shooting percentage, 14 rebounds, 5 blocks. Man went off in game 6. But I do not think that Chris Middleton is the viable second option on a multiple-time champion. And at number 2, we have the Brooklyn Nets. Yeah, I have them at 2. They should be favorites this season. But I think one team is doing something a little bit better than them. The Brooklyn Nets, man, their offense is ridiculous. James Harden, KD, Kyrie. Is there a more dynamic offense in the NBA? No. There's not many more dynamic offenses all time. Like, that's how amazing their offense is. And they're trying to fill it out with shooters and defenders now. but I don't think they have enough to fill it out. Kevin Durant had an amazing playoff series, 48 points in a Game 7, but I do not think they're the complete favorite for this one reason. I think that their injury history and their defense are two things that cannot go unnoticed. Their injury history has been terrible. James Harden was one of the most durable players, not only in the NBA, but in all of sports for the past couple of years, and then he goes down with a hamstring. Kevin Durant didn't get hurt, but he fucking tore his Achilles a couple years ago. And then Kyrie falls on his leg the wrong time yet again. Kyrie, I wouldn't want to say he's injury prone, because I would hate to say that about it. I love watching Kyrie Irving. So it is inevitable that the Nets might have some injuries problem down the stretch. Not saying that Harden or Kyrie or KD will get hurt, but I mean, are they durable enough? You know, I love James Harden game. I love watching him. But after that hamstring, bro, he didn't even look like a shell of himself. This shit was tough to watch. So to me, first reason, they're not durable enough. Second reason, their defense isn't even good enough to flip a switch, in my opinion. And that gets me into the favorite of the 2022 NBA season to win the championship. And that is the LA Lakers. I'm telling you, bro, a couple days ago, I would have not said the LA Lakers. Maybe a couple hours ago, I wouldn't have said the LA Lakers. But I really trust that it can actually happen. You know, having one of the greatest playmakers on the planet and an elite big, that duo meshes really well. To have another elite playmaker in Russell Westbrook come to your team, to me, a top 8 playmaker, like that's something to be messed with. I've also heard reports that Wayne Ellington wants to come back to the LA Lakers. He shot 42% from 3. There are many vets that they can sign, like a JJ Redick, Trevor Ariza. They can sign and trade shooter for a shooter. You know what I'm saying? So I think that they have enough assets to pull this off. If you were a betting man and you were betting against Russell Westbrook the last 5-6 postseasons, I mean, you were making money. Russell Westbrook has not been elite in the postseason for many postseasons. But I think that one thing will change in LA. That one meeting, it sounds fucking corny and Cinderella-ish, you know what I'm saying? But I think it's pretty damn real. So my favorites of the 2022 NBA season are the Los Angeles Lakers. Russell Westbrook, I think he has enough of a tenacity and a willingness to take a step back for the betterment of his team. I'm really looking forward to what the Lakers can do no matter what. My top 2 are the Brooklyn Nets and the LA Lakers. They're somewhat interchangeable. But yeah, thank you for watching the video, man. I really appreciate it, man. This is 7 days in a row. If you've been clicking on my videos every day and hitting that like button every day and commenting and just giving me love, bro, trust me, I love you back, bro. Thank you for watching. And yeah, peace out.
I don't want your bitch, that's why I gave her back. They were boring and I do not be with that. Smoking on this tree, I eat with the cat. It be around me cause I don't trust a soul.